All right, welcome back in, guys. Ryan Ripken's show channel. You guys had Kevin and Zach on earlier to break down at least the reaction to the deal with Austin Hayes, but I had a couple people say, well, where the heck's Ryan? Well, running around a lot. I actually got Pickles pregame for the Orioles and Padres, so 6 to 7 on 105.7 The Fan, or if you're down there, come say hello. So that's where I'm heading next. Hope you guys are having a great Friday, but moves are happening. Started late last night with some moves when people were going to bed. AJ Puck, Randy Arozarena. Then obviously the Orioles make it to gosh, my brain is scrambled. But that's honestly, it went from 0 to 100. It started really quick. I think moves like this are going to happen more and more. So let's just open it up here with a quick conversation, at least on my take, with the Austin Hayes situation or trade here. First off, I want to just remind people, or at least for me, what Hayes did for this team, the community, and this is the part of the business, right? But what Hayes did and accomplished with Baltimore is amazing, and I got all love for Hayes. He spent time with him. I've gotten to know him over the years in the organization. He's a good dude, and I think he's going to do some great things for the Phillies. And I'll be honest here, with the move that the Orioles just got Dominguez and Pache, kind of surprised. Because I'm still in the corner that Austin Hayes can play, man. The dude, I think he gets regular at bats. This is why Philly was calling about the other player with Cedric Mullins. They were calling about that they went out and got a veteran guy that they feel they can plug into their already experienced team. I love the move for Philly. For the Orioles, there is upside, but there's some questions. Pache honestly is the best defensive center fielder, one of the best I've ever seen. Got to see him specifically in AAA. What he can cover ground-wise is incredible, but he's not known to be a real force hitting-wise. Defensively, that's what he's known for. And for Dominguez, I mean, look, there is upside, but there's some inconsistency. So I was just a little bit surprised. But what it does do, it frees up space for some other players to get more opportunities. I just thought that maybe for Austin Hayes, a guy that is coming off an all-star year, a guy that was starting to pick it up, specifically he's red hot versus lefties. I thought this was a little bit more shocking, but we'll kind of see what happens here. But Dominguez, if you look at the track record of him over the years, he's got good stuff. He's got the ability. I mean, heck, we go back all the way to, I was getting the innings that he had in 2018. This is a while ago, but 74 Ks in just 58 innings, and he's just a couple years removed from a 3 ERA and 61 punchies as well in 51 innings. So the guy's got the ability to have success. So we'll see what happens. That's where I got with that. I am just surprised. I thought they could have gotten more, at least for Austin Hayes. I think it's a great move for Philly. I think it's a fantastic move for Philly, and for the Orioles, you hope that Dominguez is able to refine and find that old form that he has. And if he does, then it's a great addition for the Orioles bullpen. So that's where I know people are saying, I see that it's a Fuji-esque move. Well, Dominguez has shown some success in the big leagues, right? He has. If you go back at his numbers, his worst career ERA in the big leagues is a 4.01 looking at this. So since 2018, he's been consistent. Right now, though, it's just a little bit tougher for him. The one thing I'm looking at right now is, look, the walks aren't high. It's just the strikeout numbers aren't up there. He used to have more strikeouts with it. He's just barely above 1 an inning. So context there, but the move's made. Now it's going to keep now it's just going to see what happens with, what the Orioles are going to do after that. So, yeah, that's my thought on it so far. Tomato. And Josh, talking about Dominguez postseason, look, that's what I'm saying when you're making any comparison to Fuji. Dominguez has a track record. The dude has the ability to go help, and I love the fact that he's coming from a team that right now, if we're going to argue, is one of the most complete teams in baseball. No team's perfect. No team's fully complete, but that's the guy that I think would is a guy that could do pretty well. So appreciate you all, and I just want to get on and answer your guys' questions. I got talked about earlier. Well, where's Ryan? Well, here I am. How's it going? Running around a little bit with my head chopped off. So, what was some other names I thought I saw today? Was talking about what's that mean for Cedric Mullins? I know people will go, "Hey, Ryan said he's your friend. You know, you're never going to say anything bad." No, I've said he is my friend, but objectively, I just always said, and I think I've gone on radio saying this. I've said this on the channel. I thought the appealing move was an Austin Hayes, that a team was going to want him. And they'd want Cedric too because of the value to center field. And I just don't think that the Orioles, in that sense, either felt that the move was right, but also further validates to me that Cedric Mullins is a guy that they like. Now, one thing I will note, Pache is a great defensive outfielder. Would you keep him around and therefore then live with his bat and then that would shop Cedric Mullins? Yeah, hypothetically, but still with their guys that they have, I don't see them using a spot for Pache just to trade away Cedric. It would be downgrading at the position overall if you did that. So that's just where I wanted to throw that out there as we keep going on. And again, appreciate all you guys. And remember, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show, we do it live every Monday and Thursday. And if you guys missed it, we had Trey Mancini on yesterday. Mo Gabbardet's on Sunday for Baltimore Orioles fans. And it's a tremendous day to honor someone in his short time that made such an impact on the community. And Trey talked about Mo, talked about a lot of other things throughout his career and kind of even the state of the Orioles now. And also had Des Walker because we're going to talk football in the fall as well. But this is about talking about trade deadline. And actually, this can help because finally, Zach, I need you on to help me handle questions.
Yeah, I was going to say I can only be on for like 10 minutes, but I wanted to come on as soon as I saw Zack Eflin to the Orioles. This is, yeah.
Did it just happen?
Yes. Oh, wait, did you not know?
No, I just got on the damn computer. So this is one of the guys that, okay, I need to know the details, and I got a lot of thoughts on this. So
the Orioles are acquiring. We don't know any of – Tampa Bay will receive 3 minor leaguers in return for –
Here we go. Here we go, baby. So this is actually, while we're seeing these moves, I think it's further going to validate that we are not going to see one of the big arms, and maybe I'll be wrong. But this year, what I tell people, you're trying to find last year's version of Jordan Montgomery at the deadline. Candidates for that, Zack Eflin, Jack Flaherty, which I know a lot of Orioles fans have certain feelings about him. And then obviously you have Eric Fetty. Those are 3 right now that I look at that are available that teams could go out to get. But clearly right now, Zack Eflin's the guy. And Zach, I like the move a lot.
I like it. I mean, I obviously would like to see who's going the other way before I officially go. But this is – I still don't have anything.
Yeah. I was going to say, and I don't like to – hey, Brian, I know you love us so much. And that's great. I appreciate you. Your viewership for hating us is fantastic. So – you want to keep talking with us? That's great. It's beautiful. We're going to talk a lot about the Orioles here and talk about things that we've had discussions with Zach in the past. And so this is a move where the Orioles are not going to give up one of their big guys, right? Like that's just the reality. And we're going to figure out exactly what that's looking like here as soon as we get more information.
Zack Eflin's got, I'm not going to say that.
Don't you say it. Don't you say it.
Oh, no, I was going to say he could be the guy that I would just need to see when he started last because I know everyone was talking about how the Orioles have a TBA for Sunday and if that would be a guy we trade for. And this would be far enough out in advance, I'd feel like that they could make Eflin do that. But I want to see when he pitched last.
Eflin?
Yeah, Eflin.
He pitched last on the 24th.
5
2/3, 2 earned runs. So we're just seeing a lot of different moves.
He probably pitched Monday. I mean, if I had to guess.
The 20 for Eflin?
24th, yeah, so the 29th.
Today's the 26th, buddy.
Yeah, so he could pitch the 29th.
Oh, when he can pitch next. Yeah, so I thought you were talking about tomato. Yeah,
yeah, I'm saying I could, yeah. So, I love the moves today.
Well, and also here's another one. Yimi Garcia is going from the Seattle Mariners acquiring him from the Toronto Blue Jays. This is getting out of hand. I was only going to be here for a couple of minutes. I got to go do pregame here in a moment, but this is a lot of good information. It looks like Steve's saying Eflin's next start would be the 30th. I really, really like the Eflin move here. So let's talk about that for a second. I know if you go and look at his numbers and go, the Orioles don't need this. Come on, they need to go get an ace. Well, they did go get an ace in the offseason in Corbin Burns. You gave up a good amount. I love where Grayson Rodriguez is at. I think he has the potential to be an ace type, but right now, a really good number 2. And Zack Eflin now brings stability to a rotation that they have been lacking. And you can hate it all you want, but Zack Eflin over the last 5 seasons has been hovering, actually going back to 2019, 5 years, he's hovered around 4 runs a game, ERA wise. That's going to play. That's consistency. And that's what you would need from a quote unquote 3rd or 4th guy. So perfect. Fits the mold. The Orioles aren't going to be done yet, by the way. What do you got?
Zack Eflin is also under contract next season.
There you go. So the reason with this, you're not. Yeah. So that's exactly what is going on here. And yes, in the move back, the Blue Jays got Jonathan Clase back. So that is interesting. But hey, look, I saw people saying, "Hey, Nomadic Brian, the Rays don't care. The Rays just care about bettering their team." And honestly, no team has done a better job of shipping off players at the other parts at the right time, right? So they've made moves at the right time. They don't always do it right. Maybe there's a part of there where the player still has time. So for the Orioles, they think that Eflin is going to be good for this year. I think he's going to be good for this year. But the Rays are looking ahead. Randy Arozarena, the example, they probably have a feeling that he's not going to be exactly what they need. Ship him off, and they're going to keep rebuilding. That's how the Rays do it. They're not paying these massive contracts, besides the Wander Franco contract, which that didn't work out too well. But overall, you get the gist of what's going on here. Where else can we go now, Zach? Keep me updated as I'm trying to watch here, but also trying to see what's happening. You're my eyes on Twitter.
I know. I feel like I'm checking a million places right now. I just want to know what the Orioles gave up. All right, I don't want to do predictions because don't predict. Yeah.
We're going to find out here very soon who was in that deal because I'm very curious. And one thing I wanted to note is the Orioles farm system is so deep. And so even though we're talking about top prospects, the Orioles then, quote unquote, next tier down are still really good prospects, right? So keep that in mind. This is where this value for the Orioles can really start to show. And I think we're going to see some of those moves. And I got to have a feeling, Zach, that it's like what I said. I think it's going to be some of those mid-tier guys. So I am very, very curious. Very, very curious. I don't think you would not trade, just for people to rest assured. None of the quote-unquote untouchable guys were traded for Zack Eflin. If not, I'll throw the chair. I'll throw the bear.
I will get physical right here.
I will throw the chair that has our stuffed bear over there. So, hey, Paul, appreciate you, man. Thank you. And we'll continue back with Zack Eflin here in a second. And you're right, Beanie, Eflin's numbers are pretty good this season. I really like Eflin. That was one guy I circled. Jim Duquette, we talked to him about Zack Eflin as well. He was one of those targeted players. Now, Paul, you ask, I'm greedy.
Okay.
Here we go. Hold on. We'll go back to this, Paul.
Wow. Okay. The Orioles give up Matthew Etzel, who we've talked about. Just all the dude does is hit. Jackson Baumeister and Mac Horvath, who.
Yeah, Horvath, the UNC guy. So there you go. Etzel's had a great year. Again, I believe he was a 10th round pick, 11th round pick. Swinging the bat extremely well in the minor leagues. But again, those are good prospects, but they're not the top tier prospects, right? So there it is right then and there. We're finding out this is how the barometer here of what's happening.
I'm all for this. I'm all for this move. I hate losing Horvath because I think he's a very talented player, but you have to give up talent to get talent. So,
yeah. So Look,
I hate giving up Etzel.
Look, it's a depth move. The Orioles are not done. Now they have 2 moves down. So, Zach, actually seeing the moves that the Orioles have made, I don't think they're going to stop it at 3. I think
I'm thinking we're looking 4-5 right now because I don't think they're even anywhere close to done looking at what they've already gotten.
Yep. And then, just reports of hearing yesterday, and we talked about and we'll go back to Paul's question now real quickly. And thank you again, Paul. I'm greedy to do a trade with Fedde and Robert Jr. You think Sox would just want prospects, or we would include a vet or two like Seth and Mountie? I don't see why the White Sox would want established vets right now, because Cedric's going to be a free agent the following season. Mountie, I guess, if you want to build around him, that's where it would be. But if you're the White Sox and you want future players, you want future guys, Mountie won't be – I love Mountie, but Mountie can help a team win right now. And personally, I would not trade Ryan Mountcastle. I've said that before. But
all right, I'm going to bring this up. Hold up.
Okay. So, but to finish this point, I think that they would want prospects. And for Luis Robert Jr. or Garrett Crochet, they want a lot. Eric Fedde alone, I think you could get a good deal. But Eric Fedde and Robert Jr., I think for Robert Jr., guaranteed you're going into that threshold, you're giving up one of your big dudes. And you have to. Even though Robert Jr. has not stayed healthy enough consistently, teams are going to buy the talent. They're going to buy the age. They're going to buy what his average salary is. Robert Jr. is a guy, if he's healthy, he's unbelievable. That's the only thing that holds him back. But you got to be on the field. So I just think for all those reasons, I don't see that the Orioles making it. I'm not going to hold my breath on it. Eric Fedde, I think, is very well in play. I think Eric Fedde is very well in play.
That would make my year. Here, I just wanted to pull up Zack Eflin's Baseball Savant page just to kind of give people a little bit better idea of what we're looking at. Not a high velo guy, as you see in the 17th percentile at just hovering pretty much at 92 miles an hour with his fastball velo. Rip, the one thing I take from this, and it's very important to this team, I think, look at that for walks. 99th percentile. Zack Eflin does not walk people. And the biggest way for innings to become unraveled is to go out there and start walking guys. So I think it's really important for the Orioles to go and have a guy now where he's got good chase in the 87th percentile, but the biggest thing I'm looking at is Zack Eflin does not walk anyone.
And that's the biggest thing. You've heard me talk about this, but the Orioles pitching staff, walks for any player is what's going to hinder a pitcher. And especially for a guy that's experienced, Eflin knows how to pitch. And you saw right there, he loves to use his fastball and cutter a lot. That's his bread and butter. The majority of his pitches are going to be fastball, cutter. So, but for the Orioles on their secondary guys, if you're Grayson Rodriguez and you're Corbin Burns, you can find yourself working out of jams, specifically Corbin, though. Corbin's the one guy where his walks can be high, but you trust that he's going to get out of it. The other guys have been snake bitten if they walk too many guys, more times than not. Like Cade Povich escaped a couple times and then got beat badly because of walks. Dean Kramer was pitching really well the other day, but he had 2 walks in that inning, and it just took one swing of the bat, 1 pitch, and that's 3 runs. So it's a great point you brought up, Zach. Yeah. Zack Eflin is a guy that can go out there, can force hitters to make adjustments, go out there and earn it. Now, obviously, then the Orioles defense is going to have to play a little bit better. Yeah. That's one thing, got to help your pitcher out. But there's no concern with me with that. They will be better. So and we will see.
I love that he's available next year because we've talked about it. Next year under contract, the Orioles have healthy, I believe it's Cole Irvin, Dean Kramer, and Grayson Rodriguez. Mm-hmm. So now you add Zack Eflin to that group. So already without Corbin Burns and Grayson Rodriguez, you have a decent start with Grayson, Zack Eflin. If you get an Eric Fedde now this year as well, it really also takes off the pressure. Besides, we both know our number one priority this offseason is signing Corbin Burns. We said that's the first extension that should get done before Adley before Gunnar is keep Corbin Burnes in Baltimore. If you're able to do that, and for the next few years at a baseline, you have Grayson, you have Eflin, you have Corbin, you have Dean, and then eventually maybe you get a guy like Tyler Wells back. You get a guy like Bradish back potentially towards the end. It's shaping up to be a good baseline for a rotation next year, plus guys like Povich and McDermott that can come in and take that next step.
Exactly. And this team's going to make more moves. And before we talk about that a little bit more here, you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. This is the Ryan Ripken Media channel, but this is going to be the Ryan Ripken Show. We do it live every Monday and Thursday, and then we do breaking news or breaking reactions like this, where here, stop traffic, we're talking about it. But then we also, for every post-game live for Orioles, and then we cover the Ravens and news around Maryland here. When that happens, you should head over to Kevin and Zach Reacts. We'll talk about that in the future as that channel continues when we officially announce that beginning. Where Zach here and Kevin, every Orioles post game and for Ravens for games this year, they will be live. But for right now, you got this, the Ryan Ripken Show. Like I just told people before, we had Trey Mancini on yesterday, and I think I'm going to have to tell Tim Kirchin we're going to need him back on Monday or Saturday. Tim, I'm calling.
Watching.
Tim, I'm calling you. You're coming back on. But we do have a lot of great guests that are upcoming here in the future. Dan, what is the status of Means? Just because I saw that question. I mean, you can't with anybody that's injured right now. And I know Means, who knows if he'll be back in the future, right? We don't know for 2025 as far as being with the Orioles. But what we do know with the guys, Wells, Means, Bradish, cannot count on any of those guys for whatever that timetable is going to be. I'd say at the earliest that any of those pitchers, they're on the Baltimore Orioles roster, the earliest you're looking at is sometime in the summer next year. But that's the best case scenario. But I think the Orioles, they are starting to continue to make the moves. And Karan, since you just joined in, Zack Eflin, the deal is
Matthew Etzel, Baumeister, and Matt Horvath.
Yep.
So we have to bring it up.
We didn't have to bring it up.
Happy birthday, Ryan.
Thank you.
Someone had to do it. I was going to bring up another one and decided not to, but then the super chat I had to.
Yeah, I was keeping it quiet. I was just chilling, just going to work because we had a lot going on. I had meetings earlier today, and then when the Hayes news broke, I'm in the middle of a meeting, and holy shirts and pants, it's going nuts. So, and I appreciate it really. And I got to respond to literally everybody that has reached out. This community that we've built. So if you're new to the channel, we like to have a lot of fun. We have great channel members as well too. We're doing more and more member only streams behind the scenes. You get to know us. And as we have more guests in, you're going to get behind the scenes of conversations and just how things work with our guests. So
this is also true. We actually talked about this on the first stream.
Yeah. And we're both the same. We're literally everything. We're the same age, same birthday. He's a little bit better looking than me. Obviously, he's a stud. So, yeah, that's what it is. But hey, new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe. So the moves again, I want to touch on this as well because we saw Austin Hayes get moved last night. Actually, this was earlier in the day. We didn't talk about, but James Paxton's going to the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah.
And that's not a massive move, but the Dodgers wanted to let him go, DFA him, and James Paxton now is going to the Red Sox, and Paxton's a very capable, quality pitcher. And the Red Sox have really over-exceeded expectations, especially in that department, and they're going to try to make a run. But you're seeing this right now, Zach, no massive moves yet. No massive.
I would say a Rosarena is the closest we've gotten to that.
He is the most upside of a trade piece so far that is a former All-Star within the last year. As Austin Hayes, I'd put in that category. Those two guys are probably the most notable, but a Rosarena has more of that flair. People don't feel that same way about Austin Hayes, which I would argue that Austin Hayes still has, I think, a lot of great years left ahead of him. But a Rosarena started to pick it up. He was awful the first part of the season. There's no sugarcoating it. But recently,
Ryan.
Oh, goodness.
D. Porter. You got to stand up. Dean Porter, absolutely love you, my guy. Appreciate it, Ryan.
Goodness gracious. You guys are going to make me blush on here.
And
Goodness.
then Victoria as well.
Oh,
We appreciate all of you.
Behave,
Appreciate
Victoria.
it.
Thank you so much.
All right, Ryan, I do have to dip now, but last thing I wanted to say is at the end of the day, the Orioles got better today. And that's the most important thing. It's day by day, especially with this trade deadline. I think there are moves to come like we've talked about. But the most important thing is at the end of the day, the Orioles got better today. And that's all a fan can ask for.
That's all you can. And hey, you're going to be down at Pickles. I'm going to leave here, Zach. I'll probably go about 10 more minutes, and then I'm going to hop in the car and head on over. Because holy shirts and pants.
That's where I've been right now. So I will see everyone. If you are going to the game, I will see you at Pickles.
Yep. And if you're going to the game, I will be live. If you want to listen to more Orioles talk, 6 to 7 on 105.7 The Fan. Zach, I'll see you in about an hour. All right.
Yeah, I'll catch you all. Peace.
All right. Let's go back to this D Porter. And again, you guys I will make it a talk about that. How you guys know how I feel about this community and what we're building here in just Baltimore, Maryland. And we're building this in so many different ways. This is our first baseball season that we're doing, and we have so much more planned. And you guys being a part of this is incredible. We're going to have so much football content. We are always, though, going to have a foothold in baseball. Always, because that's rooted. That's what I grew up with. But football, other sports as well, this Maryland community, and obviously the Ryan Ripken Show community. You guys are the best. But D Porter, let me answer your question earlier. Loving the trade action so far. Hoping the best is yet to come. Scooble or bust, but if Detroit wants Holiday, I think it's going to be tough. He's Elias's golden child. I would argue that Sam Basayo is also his golden child, and Kobe Mayo. Look, I don't think Detroit really wants to trade Scooble, or the White Sox really want to trade Crochet. You might have seen a report that Crochet's agent came out and said Crochet's he wants to start if he's going to pitch this postseason, and he wants an extension before he would pitch. And so, look, I think that Crochet is way less likely to move. I don't think Scooble's moving either. So you're seeing certain players right now. This is the ones that you're seeing that are going. And I think if one of the big names get moved, if Scooble gets moved, to me, it's going to have to be the Orioles making the move. I don't think that any other team could sniff the deal the Tigers want. And I would argue the White Sox for Crochet, similarly, the White Sox, you got to make a decision. Are you building around Crochet and Luis Robert Jr.? And if so, great. Or you're not moving Crochet unless you're going out and getting exactly what you want. And that is so many prospects and then some. And I just got so distracted again because I got to stand up because T. Anderson says, holy hell. T. Anderson, thank you so much. He says, happy birthday, Rip. Loving the interaction on X. Keep up the coverage. I appreciate this, and I appreciate you guys appreciating what I'm doing and what we're building here. Truly, this is something that we're excited about and ecstatic, and I wanted to bring this point up here. Ryan, is this a second job? You guys, one day I'll really sit down and talk to you about the story and what I've done and what I'm trying to do. I know a lot of people have the perception, me growing up as a Ripken, right? And I get it. There's a lot of certain narratives, and I get it, right? And there's a lot of things I've been fortunate enough to do. But when it comes to this, when it comes to my work and the work of my group and what we're trying to build, I don't want anything to be mixed up. This is us just working our ass off and trying to build this. And funny enough, a lot of people saying, oh, where's Calvin? There's a reason for that. I do not want to be known for that. I want my group to be known for the hard work that they put in, including myself. And for those that want to know, I'll give that transparency. I do TV work. I do radio work. I do camps and lessons. And then on top of it, I'm trying to grow this Ryan Ripken Media empire here because I'm really passionate about it. And I'm really passionate about because we have people like you guys that love this shit. You love what's going on, and that's building it here. And we're trying to build this model in the Maryland community that all of you guys can enjoy and be proud of. That's why we got our channel members starting so far. We got over 200, some of you guys already channel members, which is astounding. If you're not a channel member, that's cool. But if you love the content, hit that like and subscribe button. We do this every Monday and Thursday. And look, Dan, like this is, look, that's one thing. The only compliment right there, my dad did work his ass off. Both my parents, they taught me a lot of great lessons. And so that's one thing. I don't want anything given to me. We're just going to work. We're going to work and we're going to work. And that's why I wasn't on earlier. I was working to try to get things going here for the rest of the group. So I got a few minutes left, and we're going to talk a little bit more about some of these moves. And again, if you've missed it, let's go back to last night. The biggest move, Randy Arozarena, of that is going to the Mariners, a guy that got off to a really slow start, but he's going out to Seattle. They needed hitting. Arozarena has picked it up a little bit. He's hitting 211, but I know you're saying, hey, that's probably low. Well, if you guys really want to know, he was hitting 170. He hit 112 in April, 178 in May, and then finally in June started to turn it around. So maybe that Randy Arozarena we're going to see take off here. He's hit 291 in June, 275 so far in July. He's got 15 jacks. They need it. They need that a lot. For the Orioles, Austin Hayes moving on. If you guys missed it, discussed that Austin Hayes getting traded for Dominguez and Christian Pache. Pache is a fantastic defensive player. Offensively, has his struggles. That's not what he's known for. And then Dominguez is a guy that has a lot of experience. His track record is that he's a consistent bullpen guy. However, you're wondering right now, is the age, or has he gotten this tougher year for him? Is this just, needing a fresh scenery, and then maybe he can get back to that form that he's had over the last few years of being a solid, not saying he's this over-the-top relief pitcher, but a solid option for the Baltimore Orioles bullpen. But time's going to tell with that. And I think it's a hell of a move for the Phillies. Austin Hayes, I'm telling you, when you have a lot of injuries and you're sick and you're not playing every day, that makes it really hard to get in rhythm. And Austin Hayes, people would say the last year he's struggled since the All-Star game, calendar year-wise, he struggled. He's only averaged 18 homers and 30 doubles over the last 3 seasons. So that's a player that Philadelphia was eyeing, and I think it's a good move. So now for the Zack Eflin deal, so as we saw this, Zack Eflin getting traded, Jackson Baumeister. Sorry, I'm getting the whole deal. I had it all right here. Here we go. Sorry. Don't want to give you guys the wrong information. There it is. Matthew Etzel, Jackson Baumeister, and Mac Horvath are going to Tampa. Zack Eflin is coming to Baltimore. He's got good metrics we talked about. He doesn't walk a lot of guys, which is what I love, and he's just dependable. He's not the over-the-top guy, but the Orioles needed a third or fourth starter. Well, they damn well got it there, and I am excited. I am ecstatic that the Orioles are bolstering their bullpen or bolstering their rotation, but ladies and gentlemen, it's not the last move. I can guarantee you that. And quite frankly, I thought the Orioles would have maybe 3 total moves. I'm now expecting they might make 3 more. I think they might have 5 moves total. But I don't think it's going to be Skubal, and I don't think it's going to be Crochet. If I'm the Orioles still, I'm eyeing in on Eric Fetty. That's a guy, if the Orioles could get Eric Fetty, I feel really good. But the reason, again, I'm not saying Skubal or Crochet is because of the asking prices and because for the Tigers and the White Sox, you don't have to trade him if you don't need to. Like, you can wait. You can wait on this. And that's what we wanted to point out here. They can wait on this. But for the Baltimore Orioles, Zach said it earlier, they got better. They got better today. And I wish Austin Hayes all the success over there. I really do. And this is a part of the business. And I'm trying to – did we just get Fetty? Did Fetty just get traded? No? Did he? I saw someone say Fetty. Okay. Got a little bit. All right, I'm going to calm down here for a second. You need to calm down. All right. Shirts and pants. I got to get ready to get this. And the Mason Miller part, I saw people were talking to me yesterday. Well, Ryan, he can be cheaper. If he's cheaper now, if I'm the A's, hell no, I'm not trading him. If his value's down at all, the A's they were not going to trade him beforehand. They certainly are not going to trade him now. And I know it's very rare for guys to get traded on the IL. You have to seek approval from Major League Baseball for a guy on the 15-day IL. But so if you're the Oakland A's, I mean, I guess you can probably question, what are they doing? Because they're going to Sacramento. There's no real plan. Should they go to Vegas? Should they not go to Vegas? But above all, why would you give up Mason Miller for cheaper? Why? Maybe that's what Oakland would do, but that to me it doesn't make any sense to me. So I think the Orioles are going to go get another reliever, maybe two. We mentioned it the other day. I think Tanner Scott would be a fantastic addition to come back to Baltimore. And we'll talk a lot more. And I don't want to get off the stream. You guys are great. It's incredible. But I do have a job to do. I do have to go to Pickles and do pregame. So if you guys go to the Odyssey app, 105.7 The Fan, I'll be on there from 6 to 7 talking about the game as well. We got a lot of things in store. And yeah, hit that like and subscribe button. The Ryan Ripken Show will be live Monday and Thursday. And with all this hoopla, we're going to have a trade deadline special on Tuesday. But the way this is going, we might just be live for 24 hours until the deadline's over. It feels like it. So don't keep breathing, Birdland. Keep breathing, everybody. And on the way out, Tyler, thank you. Rushing or Holiday. Well, I'll be honest. I don't see going at all. And the Braves, if the Braves are trying to get Mounty, I'm trying to see how that fits with Matt Olson. I don't know about that. So we'll have to see. And Gallery, holy shirts. And what the hell am I? Wow. I standing up, that doesn't even do this service. What am I? Gallery, I am speechless. Freaking speechless. I really appreciate it. And thank you. You know, I got a lot of texts I got to answer, and I got a lot of messages on social media to get back to, but thank you very much for the birthday wish. And thank you so much. Again, why I'm passionate about all this and why I wanted to go live is I felt a disservice that I didn't get a chance to talk to you guys earlier because I was running around, and you guys make this happen, right? We all love sports. And we just are grateful. The Ryan Ripken Show community, my guys, we're grateful that you want to tune in and listen to us. And when I say we got a lot more in store and we got a lot of great guests lined up that you guys have no idea about, but our Holy Shirts and Pants members will know first. We got so much more in store, and you guys are amazing. We got a lot more content. We'll be live later on, or unless Kevin, I got to get going here, Kevin. But I know, Kevin, I know. I got a job to work. I got to be live at 6.
What are these donations? What did I walk into?
Gallery is just throwing. I was going to say, it's just throwing bills.
Is that our first $100 dono, man?
It might be.
Wow.
It might be.
Wow. I'm about to go to dinner. I wanted to hop on. I guess I'm catching the end of the stream here.
Yeah, because I gotta go, but it's buzzing. I literally got to be on the air at 6, and they're going to be like, "Hey Ryan, what's happening?" I'm like, "Well, I got caught up in the stream because shit's just happening." I'm sure they'll understand, right?
Okay. Yeah. Well, okay. If we want to leave here with a bang, it is the reason we get all the it's Ryan, all these birthday donos for you. But
good.
Let's all of us in the chat.
No.
Let's serenade Ryan.
No.
Really quickly as he lags.
I'm packing up. Am I lagging again? Am I lagging?
Yeah. Is it me, chat, or is it Ryan?
I don't know.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Hello.
I can hear you, buddy.
Yeah. Is it me? Is it Ryan?
I don't know. Nah, you're good. I don't know if I'm good. Maybe we're good, but you know who's great? You guys are all great. Man. Whew. All right. The donations got me. I'm sweating right now. I don't know who can hear me. If you can hear me, I appreciate it. I love all you guys. Not lagging.
Okay. All right. Well, yes. Okay. Let me. Okay.
Okay.
I cannot hear anything, but I'm just gonna brute force. I'm just gonna brute force my way into doing this, as apparently both are good. Ryan, we're gonna serenade you in the chat. Everybody, chat on 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ryan. Happy birthday to you.
You actually have a decent singing voice. Thank you, Kevin. You can't hear me, Kev, but
Yeah.
that was beautiful. Beautiful. All right, guys. Love you. Appreciate you guys. Have a day, have a night as always. We'll probably see you live later on. Let's go, Birds. Take a deep breath and holy shirts and pants, buckle up. It's going to be a crazy trade deadline. Like and subscribe on the way out so we can see you guys in the future here. Ryan Ripken Show every Monday and Thursday. My veins in the head because I'm yelling too much. Love you guys. Peace.